Hello. So just a super quick video today. I'm putting some ephemera packs together at the minute. So I've been doing and sort of going through my stash of supplies and more mixed media stuff. I've done an absolute, if you want to see this, mountain of embossing. I don't know if you can see all that, but there's tons. So I've done tons of that to go in the packs, and now I'm doing some using some embellishment mousse and some stenciling. And I've never thought to do this before, but I've decided to mix and match some colours, and I'm really chuffed with how it came out. So I thought you might want to sit with me for 10 minutes whilst I had a play about. So basically, anybody who hasn't used embellishment mousse before, this is the stuff that I'm using. I've got loads and loads and loads of it in all sorts of different colours. Try and get that in the actual camera. And this is Nouveau mousse. Now, I have done a video previously where I used polyfiller, or you call it drywall spackle in the States, I believe. I'm not sure about other areas, but in the UK we call it polyfiller. And it's basically a thick textured paste that dries solid. And obviously ours is used for filling holes in walls and stuff. And you can sand it and go over the top of it and paint and do whatever. I used it to do some stenciling and some embellishments, and I haven't done it for such a long time. And I put colours in and mixed it before, but I actually have a ton of this stuff, and it's just sort of solidifying over the years. I mean, I can't tell how many tubs I've got. So I'm going to get some used up. As I say, I'm putting some ephemera packs together and thought, I know, let's use some of these. So I've got next to me a pile of book pages that I'm sort of working my way through, and they're all sort of old vintagey French ones, and I thought they looked quite pretty. All let me turn this actually. I've just filmed one for TikTok as well, so it's the other way around. Except that doesn't fit on the page, does it? So I am going to turn it back. So yeah, I thought they looked quite pretty, and I thought these would look really nice just in a journal on a page. I'll try and squeeze that on. Now, when I do this, I'm not usually so precise, but I want to get the end of the feathers in. So I'm kind of trying to angle that so I get both sides on, because this page is ever so slightly too short. I'm also just going to put a little bit of washi tape down just to hold this in place, just so it doesn't move. So I'm just basically going to layer these up. So I've got a couple of spatulas, I've got some of the mousse. This is the chalk stuff. And if you haven't used it before, basically it's a splodge and a smear is what I say. So I do a splodge and then I smear it. And because I'm not looking to fill the whole thing in, I'm not being sort of too careful. The gaps in this stencil, this feather one, are quite wide, so it takes quite a lot of product to fill it. But if you just go nice and slow, if you go too hard and too fast, you'll end up breaking your stencil, and then you can't use it because the gaps will be too big and it'll just smear and get underneath, and it'll be a whole kind of mess. So I'm just kind of doing splodge and smear, do a little bit at the end there. And just scrape off the excess. You don't need to put too much on. You don't need to go sort of mad with it. And this is a really rubbishy thin one, but we do our best. The others, this is the best spatula I've got, but I've only got one of them. And I don't want to have to start washing. So I'm just going to sort of make sure it stays on the right side. Splodge and smear to fill in the gaps, sort of splodge it down, scrape off the excess, and it should give us that nice sort of ombre effect. Not necessarily the right colour theme for this time of year, but hey, it's all just a bit of fun, isn't it? I don't have very many sort of festive or autumnal themed mousses. They're all pastels and a lot of neutrals. Get a little bit more green on there. See, what I'm trying to do is not mix them too much. I want them to stay sort of so you can see the individual colours, but it's quite difficult. Harder than it looks. A bit more green. I hope you can see what I'm doing there. But yeah, these ephemera packs I'm putting together. I'm doing lots of, got quite into embroidery recently, so I'm sort of putting some, or I will be putting some embroidered pieces in, just for something a bit different. And so yeah, so I thought that might be quite cool. Some more green on this last one. And there's going to be, yeah, just sort of dig the stuff that I used to use a long time ago and sort of haven't really. For a while I haven't done a lot of mixed media stuff. I did a couple of sort of mixed media journals, but other than those few bits I haven't really, because your time's sort of spent up, especially when you've got the kids at home, sort of battling with orders, which, don't get me wrong, that's the way that I feed my children, so I'm not complaining about that, but you do find you end up with less and less time, especially as the kids are getting older, to do bits like this. And obviously they come first, but they're playing in the bedroom at the moment. It's half term here, so I'm just taking my opportunity to do a little bit while they're quiet. So 1, 2, again, if you're new to this, take it off while it's still wet. If you let it dry, you're just gonna tape paper, and ta-da! I like those. They're really pretty. Can you see? I hope you could see all that. I forget to check in the camera that you can see. So pretty colours. So I'm just going to go wash my stuff, and then we'll do a different colour and a different stencil. So I'll come back. Oh, sorry. Right, okay. So I've pulled out some darker colours. So I thought I'd go a bit grungy. So this one is Sea Spray Green, this one. And then we have Thunderstorm, this one's called. And that was a chalk one, and this one is not. And I've also just trapped my finger and got a little blood blister. That really hurts. Anyway, this is one of my Tim Holtz stencils. Let this be a lesson to you. Clean your stencils, because mine, this is one I've obviously used the polyfiller stuff with. And yeah, seen better days. So let's see how this one goes. I'm going to start with the lighter colour. Let's see if we can get some of this out. Oh, blimey, this is what I mean about my stash. It's all sort of dried up and crumbly, so I'm just going to try and work this a little bit, just to try and bring it together. This is why I need to get it used. This is one of those tasks you could just sort of put the telly on or an audio book and just sort of sit and do, sort of quite mindlessly. You don't need to, it doesn't take a lot of concentration. Right, so see if that, not convinced this one's going to work too well, but let's have a pop out. So I'm just going to basically do that. Oh, it's quite dark, isn't it? Now, the battered stencil on top of the crumbly stuff is not making for a good mix here, but I don't know if I might need a lighter one on the top of that, actually. Let me pick a different. See, I've got a couple of silvery greys. That one's got more of a blue tone, so that's powder blue, yeah. Gunmetal grey. Let's go gunmetal grey, shall we? See what this looks like with it. It's also dark. Yeah, you see that one's drying up. So the open ones particularly, I need to work with. This one's not as bad. So we're getting a bit of contrast with the two. I have no idea what this is going to look like when I've finished. A big mess at the minute. Yeah, so do as I say, not as I do. Make sure you clean your blooming stencils. It's one of those I'll do it later jobs in my room. Yeah, I'll do that in a bit, yeah. Yeah, I'll get around to that. And then somebody will demand a snack, or a club, after school club or something has to happen and you have to leave stuff. Right. Now I've got it everywhere. Let's see how this one's turned out. Oh, not bad. Oh, not bad at all. fairly legible. Okay, cool, I can work with that. Right, let's add that to the done pile. So I'm literally, this is going to be my thing today. I'm just going to sit whilst I can before being summoned and just add, I always want to do it to one side and just add some of this. There wasn't as much contrast as I'd expected, but I think I still quite liked that last one, so I'm just going to do that. And then let's add some of this. So splodge and smear, or wipe, whatever you want to say. Quite a lot of excess on here, but I'm trying not to mix the colours too much. I don't want it to mix into one big colour. I want you to see the contrast in the colours. Not bad. Not bad at all. And let's see if I can just use the excess on this one. Yeah, you see all the colour is just stuck to the filler that was on it before. So you're not really able to scrape as well as you would if it were clean. Sorry, I knocked the camera again, then I could feel that. Let's get a little bit more of the lighter one. Ooh. Just fill those gaps, get rid of the excess as best I can. What are you going to look like? Progressively worse, I'd say. I need to attempt to clean my stencil. Anywho, so that's that one. And should we do one more before I go? Let's do, I've got them all on a ring here, so let me just take this one off. Oh no, I had another one put to the side, didn't I? Where's that gone? There it is. Pick it up, this one, which is another Tim Holtz one, but remarkably cleaner. So let's get a decent sized book page and put the lids back on these. Give these a bit of a wipe. I do have a sort of a damp cloth here just for this big one to say is the better one, just to get more surface area, and it's not as bendy, so when you try and stick it in, especially if your stuff's drying up, the others were just bending and not really picking up. What haven't I done yet? I haven't done the blue, the black. I've got sort of an aqua colour. What are you? I've got lots of whites and greys. Do the aqua one. This one professes to be a crackle mousse. The last crackly one I did, I didn't see a lot of crackle, so not sure that that's actually I'll show you. Where's it gone? Here. So I did a gold crackle one, and I don't see, I mean, oh, maybe a little bit now. It is drying up. Oh, actually, I take it back, Nouveau. I can see crackle now. It's drying properly. Cool. Yeah, all right, take it back, sorry. Like they're watching. Okay, so let's do some aqua, and I'm gonna try and do half and half. Actually, I'm gonna try and do that, I think, and sort of pull it to one side. And then what other colour should I go with it? Let's have the black. Let's do a proper bit of contrast. Although this one isn't open, I'm trying not to open them if I can. Use the ones that are open first. So scrap that. That white, you're open. Just grab another. What have I done with my spatulas? Where are they? Why have I lost them all? They're here. use this one. More. This isn't probably the best tool I could have picked up, but anyway, it's not really scraping off very well. Right, so we've got a bit of a mix of colours in the middle there. Let's try that. Oh, I like that. Nice mix of colours. Cool. Right, well, I'll leave that there. You don't need to sit and watch me do that all day long, but that just thought, yeah, just something, maybe if it jogs your memory, if you've got some Nouveau mousse or some other embellishment mousse, or indeed some polyfiller. There you are. Fill up your, what are we on, Tuesday afternoon. Oh, and happy Halloween. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.